Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Cozy Gamer Jessa. And in today's episode, I'm going to build our entrance. A long-awaited build video. We just got terraforming and waterscaping and paths in the last video. So let's get into it. So I'm of course going to be building in this general area. I do plan on making 3 separate cliffs. One on the side, on the left side, one on the right side, and then one in the back. And this path just connects to resident services. It's not completed. But yeah, I'm going to first lay down the path outside of the airport. And the path that I got will be linked down below. It is also on my Pinterest board for my fall codes. And if you're interested in that, just look down below. And it comes with 2 different types of pathing, one with leaves and one without leaves. I'm gonna mix both of them, but I'm gonna do it at the end. So I'm just gonna lay down the normal bricks first and then add the leaves and also the paper code also. As you can tell, I had some difficulties with the corners. It took me a while to get the hang of it. This is actually the second time putting down the path, because the first time was just so terrible. I would not make anyone watch that because the whole video took around 2 hours, not just for the path, but I ended up redoing a lot of the entrance, so I just ended up tearing it all down at the end. And now I just restarted and redid it and started off the path a lot better than before. I'm used to having more of the dirt path, so it was kind of difficult for me to do, this brick path, more of city roads, I guess, path. So right now I'm just going to add the leaves just to make it cuter. I'm also going to add some of these papers, and I also have the leaf DIY that I'm going to add later on to have actual leaves on the ground. Now I'm going to start terraforming, so it looks like Robert has a thought bubble, so we're going to see what he wants, and it looks like that he wants to leave, which I don't know, could be a bad thing, could be a good thing. In the last, I think it was 2 episodes ago, we got him on Mystery Islands because we ran out of tickets. So it is kind of my chance to redeem myself and go villager hunting with a lot more tickets and hopefully get a dreamy next time. Well, when we go villager hunting in the next video. But I'm going to start terraforming the big cliff that I wanted in the back right here. So when I terraform, I really don't know what shape I'm gonna do. I just kind of wing it. I did know I wanted it to be a little bit C-shaped because I want to put the pumpkin carriage in the middle, where I'm standing now, and put that on display. So I'm just building it out, and I'm gonna round out all the edges. So I already know that I want to put trees and decorations on the second level, so I have to make sure to make it thick enough to be able to have trees up here. So that's pretty much what I'm doing, just making it wider. I'm not sure if I'll do a 3rd level yet. I have been thinking about it because I would like to have a waterfall, but we'll just have to see how it looks when I'm done building it out and once I have the decorations placed, to see if a 3rd level is necessary or if it looks full enough. Watching back the footage, I am really excited to go villager hunting again because I recently got a lot of Nook Mile tickets, and I'm fairly positive we'll be able to get a dreamy because I have so many tickets now, and I think that's what stopped us in the first villager hunt because I only had 16. So we kind of had to take Frobert. Well, anyways, so this is the dirt path that I downloaded, and this is what I was talking about earlier about I'm not really used to the brick path, because all my other islands I've exclusively only used dirt paths or like the wood planks, which I don't have one downloaded yet, but I do plan on using that later on. But right now I'm just laying down this dirt path because I'm going to put the pumpkin carriage here eventually. Alright, so I'm going to climb up on the second level and I'm going to do some waterscaping because I do want to have a little bit of a waterfall on this cliff. And I'm also going to put down a few custom designs like these leaves and the wooden log, just so I can have them down. And I'm going to dig out some holes where I want to place trees and hopefully they'll fit. I'm not 100% sure if they will, but we can always adjust the cliff if they don't fit. Alright, so I'm going to start working on the right side cliff, and I'm going to try and make the right and the left kind of similar, like both of the cliffs are going to be up to the edge. And the plan is to have some benches out front, but right now I'm just planning out the basic shape and how wide I want it to be, and then I'm just going to fill it on the inside. And why do these villagers just want to come up to me when I'm building? I feel like they ignore me unless I have the shovel in my hand. Also, I kind of wish Axel would have had the thought bubble because I could have lived with Robert on our island, but Axel, definitely not. So hopefully he wants to leave soon so we can get someone on our dreamy list. Alright, so right now I'm just finishing up this cliff and I'm gonna go around the outside of the cliff and round out the edges and make them all smooth and rounded. And I have a lot of plans for this island, a lot of builds already pre-planned, but if there's a certain Halloween themed build that you're looking forward to building on your island but you need some inspiration, just leave a comment down below and maybe that could be the next video, especially if it's something that's already on my list. In my planning video, like my first video I ever posted on this channel, I did have a whole list of builds that I wanted to do, so if you wanted to refer back to that and see what I already had on the list, that's going to be in the playlist down below. And right now I'm just going to build out the left side cliff, and it is a little bit smaller than the other side, only because I had plans to put a picnic area on the right side. Alright, so I'm finishing up the left side cliff right now and just adding a few finishing touches, and I am gonna add waterscaping just like how I did in the far back cliff, but I'm gonna build up these tiny cliffs on both sides, and then I'm just gonna put the waterscaping in front, if that makes sense. My plan is to put some type of decoration up top. If possible, I want to put one of those decayed trees or the spooky trees on top. We'll just have to see if it fits. I think it will, because it's like 6 tiles up there, I believe. Well, anyways, I'm going to place down the picnic blanket that I was talking about earlier. And if you want any of the codes that I'm using, they are going to be on my Pinterest board, which will be down below. So a little personal life update. I only have 1 month left till I move to Pennsylvania. And I have recently changed my work schedule around, so I'll have more free time and be able to sell my furniture, but also so I can get ahead on videos. So when I'm moving, like I'm driving up to Pennsylvania, I'll have videos lined up for you guys. So that's that situation. I've been posting a lot of my items on Facebook and Mercari, just trying to sell them because I'm only taking what I can fit in my car, which is not that much. Anyways, back to the video. So right now I'm working on this waterscaping, and I had the best idea to add a decoy duck on it, like somewhere near the water, because I just think it would be really cute, and I do want to incorporate a lot of decoy ducks in my builds and in my island in general, because it is one of my favorite DIYs. I do really think it looks really cute on the edge right there with the custom design underneath. I usually don't decorate and do custom designs at the same time because it's just easier for me to do all the custom designs and then lay out all my items. But right now, I just had to put down that duck before I forgot my idea, you know? So I'm gonna start laying out some furniture items that I already had planned, which is the iron garden bench on both sides, and I wanted to do the street lamps. I really like this bronze color. I wasn't sure between bronze or black, but looking at it, I think it looks really good. And I just have a bunch of park items like the park clock and the fire hydrant. And there's my spooky pumpkin carriage. And I'm just adding a bunch of lanterns in the spooky tower. Pretty much all the Halloween stuff that I had. So while searching on Pinterest, I've seen a few people use the pumpkin plant as decoration. So I'm gonna incorporate some pumpkins around. And also I didn't have any fully grown bushes, so I am planting just normal bushes and they haven't been grown in yet, and I can't time travel to have them grow in because Frobert is trying to leave my island and I don't want to autofill because that would just be so terrible. So I'm just gonna place these trees around, some cedar and then some hardwood trees. I like the way they look, but the hardwood trees are probably gonna be the main focus because the leaves are gonna be changing soon. But I do like the way the cedar trees add height to the back of the build. So when I was thinking about how I was gonna decorate this entrance, I was kind of torn between making it more autumn and fall themed, or if I was gonna make it full out spooky day items, like using the spooky day arch, or if I was gonna just use the tree bounty arch, so it's not like super spooky themed, and it's like a mix of fall and autumn and Halloween themed items, because I didn't want it to be too overbearing with the Halloween theme. Like, that is going to be part of my island, but I didn't want it to be too much, I guess. So the only reason I say that is because I do want my island to have like a Halloween town theme. Like, that's why I picked the brick pathway. I also want it to have a nature aspect to it. That's why I'm building cliffs and doing some waterscaping. Like, I want it to have like forests and apple orchards. Like, it's gonna be pretty naturey and natural looking, but also have a Halloween town vibe and like town square. Also, I'm like a real sucker for the mushroom items, so there is gonna be some mushroom DIY items around in most of the builds probably, because I just like the way they look and they're really good decoration, like the mushroom lamps and the stools. They just go really good with the autumn theme because that's when you see all the mushrooms out and about. Okay, so now I'm starting the right side of my entrance on the cliff, and it's gonna be pretty much the same thing with the flowers, the pumpkins, and bushes, along with a couple trees if I can fit them up there. And I'm gonna decorate the picnic area also So I have a couple of the mom's items, like the mom's tea set and then the candle set that I'm adding to my picnic area. And with the spooky cookies, I think this picnic set is coming along really well. Also, of course, I'm going to add a couple spooky items like the spooky tower. And right now I'm going to try and put a spooky tree on top of my cliff. And as you can see, I had a hard time doing that, and I had to actually build out the cliff by one tile and then place it. And I forgot that I wanted to put these party lights up, so I have to move that bush and put those down, and that really brings the area together. Also, I feel like this area would be really cute to do stargazing up on, but maybe if we have room and later on my island we'll make a part just for stargazing. So moving on to the left side of my entrance, I'm gonna put down one of the decayed trees using the same technique as I did on the other side, just building out one block and then going up there and placing it. And I'm just gonna place flowers, pumpkins, bushes. So I'm just adding some finishing touches and adding the rest of my flowers and bushes to the lower level of my entrance. And I'm also have to add a couple items, like a few more street lamps, and I have a few spooky towers that I can put out. And just gonna put down the leaves also, because I have a few in my inventory that I still have to use up. While I was doing my finishing touches and I thought I was almost done, I was looking up, and I thought that there wasn't enough going on in the back cliff. Like I needed to add a second layer with maybe some trees or something. So I ended up going back to terraforming and adding adding on to the second layer, but also adding a third layer and adding more waterfalls. So that's what I'm gonna do right now, is build up the cliff in the back, and I'm really glad I did, because I think that the third layer and extending the second layer made it look a lot more finished and just better all around. The only thing I do regret is not demolishing that bridge in the back and making the cliff that I'm building even bigger, and just having a bigger waterfall in general. So maybe in the future I'll revisit the cliff that I'm building right now and make it larger, but for right now I'm just gonna keep it the way it is, because I can't really time travel right now because of Robert. But once he's all handled and we go villager hunting, we'll be able to time travel again, hopefully. Unless another villager wants to leave, then go right ahead, Rex. So as you can see, I added my little decoy duck up there, and I really wanted to add another spooky tree or decayed tree up on top, but I just couldn't make it fit with the little waterfall bit. So if I do revisit it and make it bigger, maybe we'll have one of the spooky trees up top. So I really wanted to add some height to the third level, and since I couldn't put the spooky tree up there, I ended up putting the mushroom log and the jack-o'-lantern on top, just to add some height and for a little bit of light up on top. So right now I'm just gonna add the rest of the flowers and bushes and the finishing touches, and then we'll be pretty much done with this build, and I'm gonna show you around and give you a little tour. Alright, so I did time travel just a couple hours, nothing crazy, and I just wanted to show what my entrance looked like when it was a little bit dark outside and all the jack-o'-lanterns and streetlights were on, so you can get a real good picture of it. And just let me know down below if you liked this build or you enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.